Hey everyone, Dom here. My Virtual Escape is my favorite show, and I can go on and on about this forever. And I have. We all know this. But ever since MVE came to a close, there's been talks about a continuation or spin-off to the story. Today I'll be discussing my pitch for My Virtual Escape 2. But keep in mind this sticks within what we currently know about the sequel, like the idea of a new protagonist. I want to point out that this isn't fully fleshed out at all and are just ideas I wanted to share. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I love making videos like this for you guys, and the support helps me tremendously. Without further ado, let's get on with the video. My interpretation of My Virtual Escape 2 would have a time skip that takes place 12 years into the future, in the year 2032. Instead of following Isaac, we follow a grown-up Eve who will be about 17 to 18 years old. I'd like to imagine she'd be similar to both Isaac and Rebecca at this point, as she probably grew up around the both of them if we take into account the ending of Break Free. Eve will be punk and rebellious. She's on a bad path, but not anywhere near as bad as the one Isaac found himself on. Isaac is her mentor and the new moderator of Eve, and he's someone that she really looks up to. Eve will be prone to steering off onto the wrong path, similarly to how he once did at her age by making dangerous decisions with the people in the game, and he's always there to put her back on track. I think passing the torch down to Eve herself is the logical next step in the story of My Virtual Escape. Malachi and Rebecca are also moderators alongside Isaac, as at this point in time, Eve has been fully released to the public. Jesse has mentioned that a sequel to My Virtual Escape likely wouldn't follow Isaac and instead a new protagonist. But while technically Eve isn't a new character, she pretty much would be here. Eve in the original My Virtual Escape has no character to speak of aside from being young and innocent. There will be a lot added to her character here that she may as well be an entirely separate character from MVE1 aside from sharing the same name. It was also said that My Virtual Escape 2 would have a new cast overall, which I think also works here considering the 12-year time skip. Since Eve is released, there will be a lot of new faces to see and meet. I think previous characters, like the creators of the game and the moderators, could make appearances from time to time for fan service while also making sense for new viewers. Making MVE 2 accessible to newer and veteran viewers alike should be a major goal. The antagonist of My Virtual Escape 2 would be a grown-up Samantha, who was the little girl playing as Solomon in the original series. Samantha wants to bring order and take control of Eve. This is her goal to reclaim what she believes is rightfully hers. As in MVE1, she had a whole brotherhood and was feared by the majority. She feels this was all taken from her, so she forms a new brotherhood. I had one scene in mind for the series, and it goes as followed. Eve gets into a feud with the Brotherhood, and she's being chased by a few of the brothers. She's cornered and she's out of bullets. Eve thinks this is it. Game over. She closes her eyes, awaiting death, but suddenly shots are fired, with a wound in each of the brothers. The camera pans to the golden gun as the violin cover of Jenny Was a Friend of Mine accompanies the scene. Throughout this interpretation of My Virtual Escape 2 so far, Isaac has taken a bit of a back seat. The torch has been passed to Eve and he fills the role of guiding her and steering her in the right direction. But at this point in the story, shit's getting pretty serious and the stakes are rising. This scene would serve as Isaac's first action scene. The events of My Virtual Escape 1 traumatized Isaac, making him not want to kill ever again. He swears not to, but as the stakes rise and Eve is in trouble, he has to do what he can to protect her. In the finale, Isaac and Eve decide to pay a visit to Samantha. She's been sending the Brotherhood out to pick off players of Eve one by one, and as moderator, Isaac wants to get to the bottom of it, while also wanting to change the ways of his old friend. They both enter the room and sit down. Samantha immediately pulls her gun on Isaac, warning him to tread lightly. Eve pulls her weapon out, but Isaac tells her to put it away as it won't be necessary. Isaac tells Samantha that she doesn't have to do this, that she needs to let go of her grudge from all those years ago. Isaac tries to slowly reach for her gun, reassuring her everything is going to be okay. But in an instant, Samantha pulls the trigger, shooting Isaac a few times in the chest. He falls to the floor, Samantha reaches for her pocket mirror, and logs off. Eve immediately logs off, and she hears a loud bang from the other room and rushes over to see Isaac spazzing on the floor. In a panic, she calls 911, but before she knows it, he's dead. In a fit of rage, she grabs her gun and makes her way to Samantha's house. From here on, the finale pays homage to Judgment Day from the original series, with Eve and Samantha fighting to the death in similar fashion to Isaac and Abraham in MVE1. It's a close call. Samantha passes out and Eve claims victory. She limps and tries to gain her footing, but she falls to the floor, covered in blood, unconscious. In the next scene, we get a first-person point of view from a hospital bed. We see Rebecca and Malachi at Eve's side as she lived. Rebecca tells her that Samantha was arrested for her hate crimes in the game. Eve is relieved to see them, but she tries to hold back tears as she explains what happened to Isaac. All of a sudden, a figure appears at the door. It's Isaac, and he's not dead. He has a few patchings in his chest, but thankfully he's okay. Isaac walks over to her hospital bed, kneeling down, and Eve goes for a big hug. And well, that's that. I hope you enjoyed my ideas and little pitch from my virtual escape too. I'd like to make it clear that I'm not a writer, but I wanted to share my ideas with you all. I'd like to eventually get a better grip on writing so I can flesh this out into an actual story someday, maybe in the form of a graphic novel. The official My Virtual Escape 2 has been in development hell for some time now, but when it does come to fruition, I'm beyond excited to see it. I'm sure whatever Jesse cooks up will be phenomenal and will be a worthy continuation to the original series. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I have a big video series coming up that is also McJuggernuggets related, where I'll be reviewing each season of The Devil Inside, and I'm excited to bring that all to you. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Dom, and I hope you have a good one.